Alright, Fuzz Pie Guy here. I'm going to show you how to uh, set up a ISO and burn it to a USB so you can install the operating system on your Atomic Pi. So the first thing you'll need is something here that we can use to copy the image over to a USB. So you could just Google Rufus here and start it, install it. So I have Ubuntu running on my Atomic Pi right now. So if you just, for example, we'll just use their website here. So if you go to here, then we'll just go to download. Then it needs to be a 64-bit, which I don't use torrents. So we could go over here to the United States. Then you could just download your 64-bit ISO file. So once you have that downloaded, and you have this downloaded, when you come here, you can just go right down here, click on 3.8, whatever version it may be at the time of watching this. So what we are going to do now is, see if I can search it here. Is we're going to fire up the program here. And I already have a 32 gig USB plugged into the computer here. So as you can see, it sees it right here. So we're going to click on select. Then we're going to go down here and click on 64-bit. Now, you have to make sure that it's on MBR. And obviously that's the only option over here for the target. Then we're going to check this box here. Then you have to make sure it's on NTFS. If it's on FAT32, it's not going to work. So you could rename this if you feel like. I just let it go at default. So once you have the right drive selected, the right ISO, MBR, check that box. Rename this if you feel like. Make sure it's on NTFS. You can let the default alone. We're going to go down here and click start. So this is going to come up. It may come up or not. So we can just say yes. Then when this comes up, you have to click DD. Then once you click DD, just hit OK. Then it'll come up and say, then just hit OK again. And right now, it's deleting the partitions. So we'll give it a second here. So once this is done copying over to the USB, plug it into your Atomic Pi, then plug in your Pi. Then once it starts coming up to the boot screen, you want to hit delete on the keyboard to get into the BIOS. Then you need to go under the boot settings, and for the first boot, you need to change it to match whatever USB you have, or you're using the brand or the name that you made or whatnot on there. Then select it, save it, save and yes, so it reboots the Pi. Then it should come up and ask you if you want to run it or install it. So I just went ahead and did install, and it installed pretty quick. So it only took about maybe 25 minutes, half hour, and we were good to go. So as you can see, this is up to about 70%. So I'm using a USB 3.0, but I don't think my computer supports 3.0. But anyway, who cares? It still works. So, and it seems like Xubuntu so far running it on my Atomic Pies is working out somewhat pretty decent. Actually, I'm pretty surprised of how quick it is. It's pretty snappy. So for that, we'll let it go and try it out for a little bit. So once this is done, you should be able to click start or cancel. Obviously, we don't want to click start again because we don't want to try it again. So you can just hit close, eject your device, and you should be ready to rock and roll. So hopefully this helps out, and see you guys on the next one.